This is Elias with you again. Dream Inspire, Dream Properties. As always, we are telling you that we have figures, and the figure which we are having today is much bigger. Mostly not about Dubai only; it's worldwide.
130 countries.
Thank you very much. This is Dr. Saasa, one and only, the Raj Group chairman and owner of the company. So he will introduce here by himself, and then we'll start from there. Dr. Saasa, please feel welcomed.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Elias. It's indeed a great honor and privilege for me to be here today, talking to you. My journey starts at, my father started business in Dubai in 1958.
Okay.
And since then, we are in business over here. Currently, we are in trading, manufacturing, and services.
Okay.
So prior to coming to Dubai in 58, my father was in Bahrain from 1944 to 58.
Okay.
And then he chose to migrate to Dubai. And Dubai, that time, if you go in the flashback in 1958, there was no water supply, no electricity, no roads, no cars, and no airport, what Dubai is famous for now.
Yeah.
So, it was a small village on the bank of the Arabian Sea, on the Arabian Gulf. So I used to ask my father, at that time, that what made you stay here in the initial years without basic civil amenities? And always he used to say that, we had a dream this place will grow. Because in 58, compared to Dubai, that time Bahrain was much advanced from the place where my father came here. And even India, we are originally from India, from the western state of Gujarat. So India was quite advanced at that time. We had our airline, train, air conditioned, telephone, roads, cars. So I could not absorb that. And you always just tell that, we had a vision this place will grow. As a child, I could not understand this. But when I did my PhD in leadership, I wrote into my thesis that vision is seeing the invisible.
Of course, that's true.
So people saw as a desert village, and His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, God bless his soul, he saw as a beautiful city coming out of it. And the beauty of this is that not only His Highness had this vision, every habitat of Dubai, every person living in Dubai were aligned with that vision. So my father started as a building material company in 1958.
Okay.
His vision was to have the best product and best quality product from every part of the world, so mostly from the UK and US, and from Japan and few of the Germany products we used to represent. We were the custodians of premium construction tools brand, rather. If you know the brand of Hilti, which is called the Rolls Royce of the power tools.
Yes.
So we are the one to introduce Hilti in the entire Middle East, in entire Gulf in 1958 and 1969. So, since 69, that time nobody knew the jackhammer, nobody knew the shotgun. And since 69, we are dealing with Hilti. So similarly, if you go in Sheffield in England, most of the premium tool companies like Brittle, Presto, Dormer, Moore and Wright started. We are dealing with them for more than 60 years now. So his vision was on quality. And we continued that, my father's vision. And in 2004, we changed our vision statement. We instated quality, what my father started with, and then reinforced with sustainability. So then on, anything comes to us as an opportunity. So we look from the sustainability lines first. If that qualifies, then only we look into the economics. Sometimes if the economics are too good, but if it does not qualify on the sustainability mark, we don't go for it. So like that, with that expansion, we have 3 manufacturing unit, and we are into services, and also trading. We touch 130 countries.
Wow. So now I'm going back again to Dr. Saasa himself. Who is he? Where did he start from? Because I know you take some bachelorate and masters in something different with what you are doing. How did it start, the journey of Dr. Saasa himself, and who is he exactly?
I was born in India in 1968 on November 4th. 2 months later, I moved to Dubai with my mother, over here since we had all the family over here and all. So then on again, 4 years later, I again went back to India to do my education. So I studied in St. Xavier's school in Ahmedabad, and did my preliminary, secondary, and higher secondary from there. And then I did my college from Ahmedabad, from the HL college, and joined my father's business in 90. I had a dream to, do masters, but I was the first family member to be inducted in business after 32 years. So my father said, now this is your college. Business is your college. Learn from this.
Yeah.
And those days, we didn't had online studies, but we had distance learning.
Yes.
So you enroll in a university, they will send you books, you study and then appear for exams. So thrice I enrolled. Once I paid fees, I got books also. But once engrossed in business, never got time for it. Then a very dramatic change happened in 2004. Our high priest, he did the Muharram sermons in Dubai. And in that, he told our members of our community to have a business in cash or with a strong collateral, and not as in the billing material, the credit period is 6 months, is
Yes.
normal.
Yes.
And many a time payable when able.
Yes.
So, these kind of things were there. And of course, we were dealing with all premium and prime companies, but still they were 2-3 months payment time. So in 2004, we converted our business model from credit to cash.
Okay.
In that period, we had a lot of changes. And that time I was standing on the crossroad. So what to do and what business to start, and if not in billing material, then what to do. So then I said, let me pursue my dream of doing my master's. So from 2004 to 6, I took 2 years holiday from business and did my master's in criminology and emotional intelligence.
That's why I wanted to go there. What is the connection between criminology and emotional to the business and entrepreneurship?
Both are very offstream of the business, of the education, but I did it for purpose.
Okay.
The reason was that I did criminology because, as I told, my father started in 58. It was a family-run business. All the nephews and relatives of my father were working in our company.
Okay.
In those days, and there were no strong process and controls in the business. There were no strong SOPs in the business. So it was a homegrown company, and because of lack of SOPs and standard operating policies, and also, there were a lot of leakage in the company.
Okay.
But those days, margins and volumes were so high that even after those leakages, balance sheets were healthy. So nobody paid attention on it. But as a child, I saw that something is going wrong. And so I thought to do something where, we should have a control mechanism in business. So, what is an implied need of a fast car like Ferrari? If you talk about what is an implied need of fast cars, are good brakes. So, that is an implied need. So same way, as we grow business, so the implied need is the control of the business. So because of that, my masters of criminology, we always, we have a very strong SOPs in our 10 global office in 130 countries. We touch within the parameters of that job description. A person has all the freedom to do everything.
Okay.
But the reporting method is very flawless and very strong. Now, talking about emotional intelligence, again, I did for a purpose.
Yeah.
As I told you, we are originally from India, and India is a very diverse country in terms of culture. Every 100 kilometers, everything changes. The food habit, the language, the dialect, even the climate conditions vary from north to south and east to west. So we have in India, if you want to hire someone, it's only from north to south, east to west. Now in Dubai, all those diversity of India plus 200 nationalities. So India, UAE, or rather Dubai, is the best cocktail of all the cultures of the world. I say it's a melting point of all the cultures.
True.
Now, with this, with this diversity, understanding of the culture is very important, because one accent in one culture is accepted, the same accent in another culture is prohibited. So if the people of two cultures are communicating, and if the gestures are done where the other person may feel it is not prohibited in my culture, he will feel it is offending.
Okay.
Whereas it's not offending, because it's normal in that person's culture,
That
the
culture.
person who is talking. So if you know the culture of the people, if you know have the understanding of the people, then you have a better harmony in the company. And at one point of time, we have multiple nationalities working for us.
Now that I understand the connection between your entrepreneurship journey together with emotional and intelligence together with criminology.
So after doing my masters in these two subjects, I didn't stop. I pursued for my PhD, and I completed my PhD in leadership in 2014 from University in Colombo, and my PhD was on a impact of a good situational leader in an organization.
I will break you up there. When you have practical leadership, because you were leading more than 1,000 employees that time, and when you go to the education, do you see the easy way of doing that is starting with practical, then go to theory, or starting with theory, then go to practical?
I was fortunate that I had a practical thing first, so the theoretical became more easy for me.
Okay, we can continue.
Yeah. So I did my PhD in leadership, in situational leadership, impact of a good situational leader in an organization. In an organization, you have leaders of different level. Like if we talk about construction industry, supervisor is the leader of the laborers. Now above him is a manager. Then above him is general manager. Then comes a director. Then comes a managing director. Then comes chairman. And in between also there are many different hierarchies in between. So if you have a good leaders at every level, so what is an impact on the organization? So in that I did my PhD, and I was fortunate that I had an experience and knowledge coming together, and
like
that helped me in my both in my education. It helped me, my experience of my father's business helped me, and in my business my education helped me. So it was all going parallel.
Okay.
After doing my PhD, I didn't stop there. I undergone training with Marshall Goldsmith, who's world's #1 leadership coach in New York.
Okay.
And I'm a certified leadership coach from Marshall Goldsmith.
Wow.
So that my PhD leadership was further honed with that training of as a leadership coach. And then I'm a certified project manager. I did PMP. So I have a very high appetite for learning. And also I've done ACFE. That's an accredited certified fraud examiner. So that mostly it's been done by chartered accountant or the CFO or financial controllers and all, because of that. But it's my passion for learning. I took that training, and I have, as I mentioned, I have extremely high appetite for learning, and I always consider myself as a kindergarten student. So that helps me, keep going on in my education,
to keep acquiring for more.
And still, whatever I have studied and learned is still a fraction of a drop of what I want to achieve. So the journey is ongoing on that.
I will go later for the honors and awards, because you have a lot. I could not count them. I've seen them, so we'll go there later. Starting with business, how did you get into the business? Because your father was with that business that time, so you entered. There is a transition. Most of the families are failing. Just hand over from the father to the son, automatically most of the business dies. How did you succeed and make this conglomerate now to be in more than 130 countries?
So, the transition of there are two transitions in the legacy. One is the transition of the business, the actual business, and the one is the transition of the skill sets.
Okay.
So my father was a very successful businessman over here, and all the top locals, he was a very prominent businessman. And he, in those early 50s and 60s, he used to travel to US and UK, and he bought all the premium products over here. So he had extreme high business sense, and he was very accomplished businessman. So rather than acquiring the business, I feel myself fortunate to acquire his skills, because that's very important, because many a time the legacy dies because the business is inherited but the skill sets are missing. So that's where the second generation business fails.
How many kids your father had?
We are three brothers, and we are for total four siblings, one elder sister and three brothers. So I'm eldest among all
Who
brothers.
was close to father?
Well, I stayed most of the time away from my father in my education and all, then joined my father's business in 90. Then in 99, I took up a challenge that, see, my father started business from scratch. And in a terrain where, people came and left, that, this is not a place to stay.
Yes.
And he stayed here, and what paradise we see Dubai today is
Yes.
result of the people stayed that time and then grew this place. So this was like, I was always involved in that. So I took up that challenge and started my own business in 99 with absolute zero capital. So that was a challenge I took up myself, and I said, because by definition an entrepreneur is who starts with zero. See, if and that time my father was one of the top businessmen, he could have given me anything which requires from me as a startup of business. But what I took from him, the biggest capital I can say which I took from him was his blessings.
Not money, not cash.
That has helped me every step.
This is Dr. Mustafa Taherali Saasa, one of the success businessmen in the world. I'm not talking about Dubai now. So how he started, most of us know that when you inherit a business, you were there with enough cash. You inherited the business with blessings, with zero cash. From there, you just grew the business from Dubai and Bahrain to the world. Now it's everywhere. Sorry. Okay.
See, when I started my business in 99, I was the first and the only person in the company. So then on, we started growing. And always, the business started with we always say it's a VIP journey. Vision, intention, and purpose. So this was clear what we want to do, but always, we have a long-term vision and short-term milestones.
Yes.
So of course we have a vision of the long term, but we always take everything as it comes and calibrate it towards a long-term vision. And God has been extremely graceful. When I immediately upon the start of my business, success came very fast, and this is all, again, I will say, is that it's a result of the blessing of my parents, which helped me achieve this success.
Yes.
Because earlier I used to say that 99.9% of my success is blessings, and 0.01% may be my efforts.
Yeah.
But now I say it's 100% blessings.
Okay.
Because thing comes to me what I have not expected. And God has been so graceful. So it's not what I look like or what I have done. It's the power of that blessing which is helping me.
Have you ever failed in any?
Yes, of course. The failure and success are always there in business. And if I tell you as a failure, is that, see, when I told you in 2004, when we converted our business from credit to cash,
yes,
that time business collapsed.
Whoa.
Completely collapsed. Because, see, you have a system of business. You supply, they pay you. You supply, they pay you.
Yes.
Now, you put your terms on cash. So when you don't supply, they don't pay you your previous legacy payments.
Of course.
And this is it. So now you are not into their priority. So we had a very tough time, and that's where I bottomed. But always, every time I have bottomed myself, I have scaled a new height.
Mhm.
So, at that time, what happened that with that closure of the business, or rather than it was a voluntary closure of the business,
Yeah.
I pursued my education and I was able to do my master's. Otherwise, I would have never got my chance to do master's. So we
Okay.
always convert adversities into opportunities.
Yes.
So I always think that this was one of the best decision I have ever taken, to convert my business from credit to cash. Because of that, business collapsed and I got time to study. And coming after doing my masters, I did the same business in cash. Now, if you say that it was not a magic stick that I was able to do, when the entire market is selling on 6 months credit. So what USP I have that I can sell in cash? So I realized in 2006 when I completed, and when I came here again in business, so Dubai was on peak in construction. 6, 7, 8, world 25% cranes were in Dubai. So that time quantum of construction was going on. Now, with this quantum of construction, all the contracting companies were extremely busy, or rather they were on the growth path. Now every growth needs funding.
Of course.
So every contracting companies were from pillar to post, struggling to fund their success.
Yeah.
Other hand, because of that quantum of construction, materials were in shortage. So not to be out of material, all the contracting companies had 6 months stock lying with them.
At least, yeah.
At least 6 months stock. So
Yeah.
even if the supply stops, their site doesn't stop for next 6 months. And such shortage of material we had never seen earlier. Your containers are in high season, it is sold. So that I studied, and I found one opportunity from that. The opportunity is that I went to one of the contracting company CEO, and I told them that you are paying after 6 months, the market is not helping you. He said, "What made you say so?" I said, "Again, said you have a 6 month stock." So he said, "Yeah, this is the dynamics of the business. We have to keep that stock." I said, "What if I buy all your stock in cash, material which is lying in your store? I buy in cash, and I will run your store. And this cash will help you pump in your business, what you are struggling right now in your success.
Wow.
And I will make sure you are never out of material."
No businessman could ignore
So
that.
this opportunity I saw, and I presented to one.
Yeah.
We took around 2 weeks to discuss the detailing of it. And then we came on an agreement that, okay, let's do it. So all material in their store were all approved material. So we made a sign and seal contract. We gave them 15% discount on that existing price, because market suppliers used to load credit on it, credit finance on it, or cost of credit on it. So materials were always, so we gave them discount, and we said, okay, we will take payment in cash. But now the challenge was that to pay them in cash every day was not possible. So there are 5 documents in business in this. One is inquiry, second is quotation, third is purchase order, fourth is delivery note, and fifth is invoice.
Yes.
So these are the sequence of the documents. Now we disrupted that completely. So we have a signed and sealed contract with them on the pricing and everything. So on their inquiry, we issue delivery note, which is the 4th document. Normally, market will never do this.
Yes.
We were able to do because we had a contract with them.
And also it saves time.
It saves time.
Yeah.
So on their inquiry, we issue delivery note. 15 days delivery note together, they make purchase order, which is the 2nd document. And then, we issue that invoice after 1 month. So after every 15 days, they issue purchase order, and after 1 month, 2 purchase order, 2 invoice. 7 days later, they pay us. So this is not a credit time. This is a process time.
Yeah, very easy. Yeah.
So like that, in no time, we had more than 50 companies with such contract. Earlier, I was one of the supplier in that company. Now I'm the sole supplier.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
business increased. So the same business I was able to do 4 or 5 folds what we were doing earlier. In credit, we did the same business in
In
cash.
cash, yes, of course. Now we are talking about the Raj Group of companies.
Yes,
Lot of companies under the umbrella of Raj Group.
yes,
There are other companies, I think, they're out of this Raj Group of companies which you are managing.
yes.
What is the structure exactly?
Okay, now again, a dramatic change happened. The world was booming. Dubai was like, on the peak of construction, and development was at its pinnacle. And suddenly the world crisis happened in August 2008.
Yeah.
And the global economic slowdown started giving effect in every country. Started with US, and that spillover was in all the countries of the world. So even Dubai was hit because of that slowdown, and the construction stopped. Slowdown happened. So many projects were on standstill and were stopped. And again, the companies which we were dealing with, the 7 days of payment became 15 days because they were struggling to get from the developers and the owners. So that 15 days we managed. Then that became 30 days. So I said, sorry, we didn't stop to start it again. So with that, we stopped all the contracts of all these companies, and we were collected all our material. Now we require a huge store to collect to hold this. So many of the material we sold it lot, stock and barrel in bulk. And that time we thought that we need to diversify. So in the beginning of 2008, we had already done one office in India.
Okay.
So that time there was a slowdown was not on the horizon, but we did one office in India. We were 50 years we were doing business in Dubai, and India was a new playground for us. Though we are old player, but that playground was new for us. So we started a company over there. Then we diversified into many different things. Like in 2004, as we wrote our vision statement on sustainability, we did one JVP with an American company in California, which is an 85-year-old company. 15 years back, we did JVP, joint venture partnership. They manufacture GPS tracking device. So it's by far number one in the world. So and as we are always working with the best quality product. So I went over there, then inspected the plant, and I was convinced on the quality, and we did JVP with them, created our own brand, Star Tracker. That brand, from Dubai we do MENA region. From our Indian office we do pan-India operations, and another 60 countries we export directly. Then later on in 2014, we started manufacturing herbal cosmetics.
You are also on cosmetics and
Yes.
herbal.
So herbal cosmetics, no alcohol, no chemical, no animal products.
Okay.
It's made from pure essential oil.
Okay.
That factory belongs to our very good friend. It's about 4 hours drive from New Delhi in India. And there we manufacture this. Again, the same model, we have JVP with them, created our own brand. Our brand is called V2, alphabet V and number 2.
Okay.
Like V2. So V2 into this, or V2 as ourselves and our client.
Yeah.
So many form of it. So we make all 3 products, hair, body and face. All 3 we have more than 100 formulations. We are OEM manufacturers for a couple of brands from Europe. And with this brand, we do it in India and in Africa, in few countries in Africa.
Okay.
So then later on, in 2018, we started manufacturing a very frugal writing instrument. We manufacture pencils made out of waste newspaper. Yesterday's newspaper is today's rubbish. Forget today, by evening it becomes rubbish. So we roll and make pencils out of it. So no wood is used in this. Currently, 400 million trees are cut globally to make pencils.
Yes.
So whatever pencils we make, that many trees are less cut. And we inculcate a sense of environment among children. and 3R, reduce, renew, and reuse. So when you make pencils from the newspaper, you can see the newsprint, but it doesn't stick your hand. Again, this product was developed by 3 engineers, and we joined hand with them in 2018, and then scaled it up with our own brand, and so we induced a lot of science also into this. So it's not only that pencils made out of waste newspaper. At the end of the pencil, there is a capsule and cap.
Yes.
See, normally 15-20% of the pencils globally goes into the bin because you cannot write. Especially children, when they lose this crescent of the palm grip, they cannot write.
Yes.
Our pencils, when it becomes small, you should not throw. End of the pencil, there is a capsule and cap, the medical capsule what we swallow, the end cap is there. And inside there are seeds. So when it becomes small, dip it in the pot, it will grow plants. So currently we have 5 seeds: tomato, chili, coriander, fenugreek, and mustard. So, of course, you can't have a tree out of it, but the spout, which comes out, the children feel so joy about it. Further, we did a lot of science into this pencil. That when you sharpen any conventional pencil, you get an oval ring on the top. The oval ring is because the graphite is not in the center.
Yes.
So our pencil, when you sharpen, you get a round ring. What is the advantage of this? That when the small children, when they start learning writing, they press and write. The conventional pencil, because the graphite is not in the center, the centrifugal force is not evenly distributed. So it breaks. So break, sharpen, you lose the life of the pencil.
That's true.
Our pencil, graphite is always in the center. However hard you write, it doesn't break.
Okay.
So it increases the life of the pencil.
Yes. Thank you so much, viewers. Today we are overwhelmed here. We'll be back again. Thank you. And we are back with Dr. Mustafa Taherali Saasa. Large group of companies. I don't know how we can mention the companies from now till tomorrow. Let us talk about the things which brought us here. Dr. Mustafa, again with you. You are giving much, as I'm seeing you on socials and also in those big events which you are there with the ministers, presidents, with kings. You are giving much. Do you believe on giving after receiving or receiving after giving?
See, you can only give what you have. So, of course, receiving comes first, but the intention of giving is always there before receiving.
Okay.
So, and the most and the best thing I have received in abundance is the blessing of my parents. That has helped me to understand and analyze things. Now, if I tell you what position I am right now, is not only because of my own efforts or my education or my experience. No, hundreds and hundreds of people have helped me to reach where I am right now.
So you need people, of course, so that you can reach there.
Of course, So first your parents, then your family, your friends, your teachers, right from kindergarten to the PhD, all your teachers, all your mentors. And, if you ask me, how many teachers I have, I will tell you maybe more than 5,000. Because a person walking on the street, if he teaches me something, he becomes my guru. So I have learned from everywhere, right? My office boys have taught me something. So I've learned from them also. My of course, my clients have taught me, my peers have taught me, my product has taught me, my suppliers have taught me. So when we go for the product training, what I learn is from them. So, all this, the learnings. But so giving it's a very basic principle. You can only give what you have. But the intention of giving can always be there before you have it.
Okay.
So that's where, you are always rooted. Because if there is no intention of giving and back or giving to the society or to your family, to your friends, then what comes in makes you arrogant. So one thing I always pray, put in all my prayers, that God should not take my humbleness from me.
That you are very humble. I have seen you here.
Yet I need to become more.
Thank you. Who is your role model?
Well, my first role model are my parents.
Okay.
And of course, our first God are our parents. Because of them, we are in this world, And as every person also believes this, but I believe in a more truer sense, in a different way, because my mother has taken a great care right from my childhood up in my upbringing. Certain principles what she has taught me when I was very young, very young, if I say it's around 4 or 5 years of my age, have helped me, is helping me now also. My mother always used to tell me that even if somebody gives you a glass of water, thank him all your life. So whatever you get from anyone, never forget, their obligations. Second, she used to tell me that, fight for everything, but not for money. If in any fight, money is involved, let it go. It will come to you. Fight for the principles, fight for rightfulness, but never fight for money. So these are the principles, which has helped me. And my father, if I tell you about my father, he has taught some business principles which are helping us every day. Like, in my father's company, when we used to take materials from the market, nobody used to come to our shop for payments. My father always said that when you wanted material, you went to their shop, same way you go and give their payment. So they should not, when you need material, you go to them. And now they want payment, you said, you come to me. No, not like that. Same way, like you took material from them, go and take the payment, give them payment also. Then always we used to say that, if you don't count something when you buy, it's okay. You should count, but it's okay if you don't count. But always count and give to the client. The client should not get anything less. The quality and everything, he was so meticulous on everything, on client-centric.
Yes.
That, all these principles are helping us in the business.
You have been in tense situations sometimes on the business mostly. How do you overcome them?
I was very hyper in my early age of my life, and I used to, get angry in small this thing. But of course, we all evolve. We all, when we learn things and things we understand, we become more mature. And since 10, 12 years, when of my last 10, 15 years, I can say that, I have completely stopped being tense at all.
How?
And one dramatic incident happened that, when in my training with Marshall Goldsmith, in my batch, there were extremely high position people from around the world, and the batch was only of 5. So in Marshall Goldsmith told us that, write 3 names of the people who have helped you. Oh, my page went to 300, and even it was continuing. Then after 5 minutes, he said, write 3 names of the people who have hurt you. Even now, from that point till now, I could not find any name who have hurt me. Because at that point of time, we feel that, things have gone wrong against me, or wrong or against me. But when I connect the dot, I feel it was good for me. So when I realized, analyzing and connecting my dots, so I realized that nothing in my life has happened for bad. Every instance have helped me and achieved me, or helped me being a better person, or a better businessman, or a better position. So then, that point of time, what happened, it seemed as a wrong thing, but eventually it proved to be right. So as I mentioned that, when I when I turned my business from credit to cash, I bottomed. And with such high status and everything, when you bottom, it's so difficult to survive in the society. But that time I thought, no, let me study. So when I studied, I am what I'm right now. So if I wouldn't have stopped that business and reached my bottom, I wouldn't be here.
Dr. Mustafa, Dr. Saasa, what makes you happy?
When I see a smile on somebody's face, and I am a very small instrument in that, that makes me happy.
Wow.
And I see that, I always, as a member of World Water Council and Middle East Director of IRCSA, that's International Rainwater Catchment Systems Association, I've traveled to the deepest part of Africa, I've traveled to the deepest part of India, where, the water resources are very scarce. And when I saw the life over there, when I saw this thing, I thought that, my billion thankful to God is not enough. So I don't have any chance of complaint or any scope of complaint rather in my life. And then I thought that, if I can help one person, grow his career or take him to the next level, I feel happy. And in that line, I will give you a couple of examples. What happened. In my company, only 2 type of interviews comes to me. Earlier, only 1 used to come to me. Then after started my office in India, I have 2 positions which comes to me. One is super top position, which comes to me for the final interview, and one is super bottom. See, in India, we are a little spoiled to have office boy and cleaner and sweeper and all these things. In Europe and US and most advanced countries, we do it ourselves. We clean our own desk, we make our own coffee, we make our own tea. So when we went to, we did office in India, and when I appointed a director and a manager, and I said, create your own team, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. So later on when I went, the team was there. And as I said in my office, one young boy came to me. He said, sir, would you have a cup of tea? In our Indian language, he said, "Aap chai lenge?" I said, yes, I know, why not? I love having tea. So, but on a glimpse, I said, this boy is so young, what is he doing here? I called my manager. I said, this boy is so young, he should be in the school. What is he doing here? He said, sir, here an office boy, we always get dropouts, and it's like that only. And by Indian standard, we were paying much better than our standard of prevailing standard that time. So when the boy came with the tea, I said, sit. He was hesitant to sit also. He said, no, please sit down. Then I said, I will keep you on the job with only one condition. If you don't agree, I will cancel your contract.
Yes.
He started crying. He said, no, sir, I will do everything you tell me. Even on Sunday, I will come and work in your house also. I'll clean your car also. I said, but first, listen my condition. Don't jump on
it.
Yeah. So then I asked him, that how much have you studied? He said, studied 3rd or 4th or something. And then he could not continue. And they have valid reasons for that. It's not that nobody wants, but the conditions of their family does not permit them to study, or whatever, and the circumstances which may have stopped him going to school. So I said, with one condition, you have to continue your studies and I will fund it. So you have to give your 10th exam, which is, metrics, and then, give your 12th. And I said, sir, how can I study now? I said, don't worry, we will support you. There is in Indira Gandhi Open University in India, which you can appear directly for what is called A level. So O level and A level, you can directly appear.
Yes.
So like that in India, we can do 10th and 12th over there directly. So I said, you can do it over there. I will, the entire office is at your disposal to teach you. So don't hesitate to ask anyone, and this is what you'll have to do. So with this mission, we have around 6 or 7 office boys. We converted them into their higher jobs.
Wow.
One of them,
Wow.
I think two of them became businessmen,
Wow.
and they are earning 10 times of salary what I was giving them that time. Then one boy, after doing his 12th, he went for the police training,
Okay.
and he was selected. So he sent his first picture in uniform to me that, sir, I'm selected. Then I told him that if ever I see you on the road anywhere, I will come down and salute you.
Yes.
So this is the joy I get, and this is transforming
Amazing.
life of people that matters.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Dr. Saasa. We're going to have a break, then we'll come back for the last one. Roka, we're back with Dr. Saasa, conglomerate owner of a large group of companies in the world. I'll ask you about success later, because you are successful as I'm seeing you, though every time you are ignoring that you're not successful as people see you. I'm seeing you as one of the successful. I'll ask you later. But now, you expanded in the world because you started somewhere as one, but now you have expanded. We need to know how that expansion came from. How did you do it?
So, every person, when they start a venture or a business, it's his own idea. So with his own idea, he starts something and then involve people into it. So that's the first stage of business, which is called in the business. So when you start a business, so it's you and your small team, but every activity of the business touches you. Every small decisions taken by every person is known to you.
Of course.
Or sometimes people say that, without my knowledge, nothing happens. Though you have 10 people in the company, but they are like puppets, or not as a puppet is a wrong word, but they exactly do what the boss tells to do. So that is the first stage in the business, and that's where the majority of the companies are, and every company start with the same. That's the bottom of the pyramid. Now, if you want to grow to the next level, there is a phenomena you have to adopt.
Okay.
So from in the business, you have to take yourself out and put on the business. So what is on the business is you appoint a manager. So all these 8-10 people who are working, all the information will conduit to the manager, and manager is reporting you rather than the 10 people earlier reporting you.
Okay.
So, and you have a proper guideline given to the manager. With that, he performs the business. And every job description in the company, it has a meaning. When you say a manager, means he manages what you tell him. So he's managing. So whatever strategy you have designed, he is managing that.
That strategy. He has to work on your vision.
On that, that he manages that, your instructions rather, or whatever you have informed him. So by appointing this person, you are detaching from the business, and coming on the business will give you time for conferences, for exhibitions, for diversification, for geographical expansion, because you need time. The only constraint in the world, only thing which Almighty God, Allah Subhanahu has given in exact proportion to everyone is time. A billionaire has also 24 hours in a day, and a roadside beggar also has 24 hours in a day. A billionaire cannot make, with all his wealth or fortune, cannot make a 36 hours a day.
Yeah.
So this is same given to everyone. So because you need to analyze, you need a lot of understanding. So you need to come out of business. So you unless you don't come on the business, you cannot expand yourself. This is the first biggest mistake the organization or the or the founder of the organization does, that keeping holding everything to himself. So if he appoints this and comes on the business, now he has time to see other things. After this, you got time to expand horizontal, vertical, geographical. You did a lot of expansions, bringing in new products, understanding new products. After this, the third stage of the business is BOD. You appoint a board of directors. This board of directors will design strategy for that business. And you appoint a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. So executive officer will only execute the strategy given by the board. And he ensures that everything is done accordingly with help of different managers or different department heads or different directors, if you say, and get those things achieved and then pass it on to the board for the review. And that BOD is very important. And the last stage on the business is out of business.
Okay.
Out of business is equally important like other three stages of the business. Now, when you say out of business means you give a reign of the business to your successor with a proper succession planning, and you come out of business to do all the good things you have thought in your life to do. Once I have money, I will do this thing. I will start a school. I will do this charity, do that charity, start a foundation, make a trust, and all the good things what you need have planned in your journey to do, you do in that period, and the business is handled by your successor.
Okay. So
with this, of course, your importance does not diminish. Many a time that person becomes amortized chairman, and the other person, the successor, becomes executive chairman. Many a time that person becomes advisor to the board, and the board takes his long wisdom, experience, knowledge, and helps you have a better strategy. And the devotion of that person time is in doing uplifting communities and everything. Because when we converted our business from credit to cash and we rewrote our vision statement in 2004, so that time we wrote that anything what we do should have positive social impact on society, environment, and people. So with that, all our businesses are aligned. In those businesses, we start help the underprivileged, segment of the society. In my PhD, I have derived two models which are helping many district level and many countries also. See, there is a very a common phenomena of PPP, public-private partnership. That's very common everywhere in the world, and mostly in the third world country or emerging economies. This has been used, that the government is a public, a private is the one expert company from outside. They will do the project, maybe most of the time infrastructure project, like dams, power plants, roads, bridges, all these things, or large townships and all. And then government gives open for the public use. In this PPP, I included one more component in it and made it PPCP. It's public, private, and community partnership. So local community of that emerging economy will be involved in this project. So with this component, you have knowledge transfer, capacity building, leadership inculcation, and so many other things which is coming out. And that will create a lot of ancillaries to that mega project.
I want to ask you one thing. You say that we have both 24 hours. I accept. How do you use your 24 hours in all those kind of stuff? Yes, I know you have leveraged it and also you have subordinated some of your duties, but still, how do you use those 24 hours?
Sir, I consider myself as the least important person in the company.
Oh.
Everybody else is more important than me. So we
Okay.
have delegations of authority, and we have a very clear communication policy in the company. Extremely clear communication policy. So it's very easy to misunderstand and very difficult to understand. So and there is no assumptions in our company, because assumptions are mother of disaster. So I wanted to make some work has been empowered to a person, but not with a proper guideline. So I assume that he will do it. The other person thinks that no, this way if I do it is okay for my company or okay for my boss or whatever organization, and then eventually the communication, the lack of communication will start into dispute, into take it into elevation, into quarrel, and then it snowballs into many big things. So we have a very proper communication policy in our company, because 95% of the issues or indifferences emerges out of lack of communication. So we have 3 levels of communication in our company. One is empowerment, suggestion, and instruction.
Okay.
Empowerment is that I know and I have confidence on that person that he will do this job. So we just give him this job and he will do it in the way he wants. But we know that he has precedents, that he has done it earlier, and he will do it.
Okay.
So there is a precedence that he has done all these jobs prior to that, so he will do it. So we give him. So it's an empowerment to him.
Okay.
Second is suggestion. Like from this point, if you need to go to Sharjah, maybe there are 5-6 different routes. So I will give him suggestion that avoid this route, but there is a traffic or an accident on that, or it will normally there is heavy traffic. If you want to reach fast, avoid this route. Now this is a suggestion to him. But if he says that no, I have work right in the middle of that way, so I have to take that way, so then it's fine. It's up to him. But if not, then he will improve his decision and take a better route. So it's a suggestion, but still the decision based is on that person executing that job. The third is instruction, that you have to go to Sharjah and from this route only. It seems to be the longest route. It seems to be maybe an insane route. But when there is an instruction, he has to go from there only. He cannot deviate from that. And there is a room for that. If at all he has extreme apprehension on that route, he can only go to that person who has given him instruction. He cannot bypass and go to his senior. If at all he goes to his senior, he said, let's say he goes to a general manager and says, sir, my manager gave me this route, it is not proper, what do you say? So our manager will not say, oh, he has given you this, or no problem, take this route and go. He will never say this. He will ask him, what is the level of communication in this? He says empowerment, then okay, do whatever you want to. Why you come to me? Suggestion, okay, you take a decision if it is good for you or not. If it is instruction, no, go to him only. Explain him why you need to deviate.
Okay. You are a successful person, one of the idols in Dubai and one of the biggest businessmen in the world. What does success mean to you?
See, success is never a destination. It is a journey.
Okay.
So first of all, I never take credit of success, because I still feel that, a lot of path is yet to be achieved. So I am just counting certain milestones right now.
Okay.
And, as I quote, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, he took the Dubai to a pinnacle where, we never thought of this.
Yes.
Yet, His Highness says that, this is a tip of an iceberg of development, what you are seeing. So, and trust me, and you must have experience as well, some of the big architects, some of the big businessmen from around the world, when they come here to visit us or for anything, when they see Dubai, they are stunned. literally stunned.
Yes. I have a friend who is the developer in UK also. He came here
They
and
get
told me that.
stunned that, and one of my friends said that I don't believe that people have made this aliens have made this Dubai. No, people cannot make it so fast.
Yes.
This is the vision of His Highness. And in many of my talks, I have said that it's a common saying that it took 1,000 years to build Rome,
Mhm.
and it took 10 years to build Dubai.
Mhm.
So that is what So again, I'm coming back to His Highness. This thing that I have still yet to achieve. So success is an ongoing thing.
Okay. But you're successful, as I'm telling you, as I'm seeing what you're doing, and everyone knows Raj Group of Companies. So that's what I'm telling you, you're already successful. So if it's a journey, we are waiting to see more to come.
If I tell you, define if the definition of success on this, I would give it to my team.
Okay.
The reason is that see, I did my PhD in leadership. So in leadership, the only competency you require
Okay.
is to make a competent team.
Okay.
So this is the only competency you require as a good leader, to make a competent team. So, and one of the definition of the team building of a good team, which I like the most, I'll share with you, that in a good team, you get extraordinary results from ordinary people. We all are very ordinary people, but in a good team, you get extraordinary results.
Okay.
So this is what has helped me. And so if I am just a person to receive a trophy on the stage,
Yeah.
but the real people who deserve this is my team.
Okay. There again, you have enough awards and honors. That's. Do you have exact numbers of the honors and awards?
It is. I've never counted, but it's not so significant. But it's about more than 50.
Yeah, it's enough. It's much. I can see. There are some people who have beliefs. They believe on their dreams, but they don't know how to make them happen. You can have a word with them.
Yeah. See, if I tell you about the award, every award brings extra responsibility. So let's say, we all have studied in school. So the moment we pass in the level 5th, standard 5th, where we will go? Sixth. So the 6th is more tougher than 5th. The moment we clear that, we go in 7th. So the 7th is more tougher than 6th. So as for every next level. So every award brings additional responsibility. It is not to enjoy on the laurels of our past. We have to, with that, we need to build future.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is, and I've been honored on many organizations on a very senior level and boards and all. So, always I say that, everywhere I only go to join the board where I can make some difference on it. Not for position or not just to hatch the seat I go there. I go if I can add any value to it. Then only I accept that position.
Okay.
And by grace of God, I'm been on many positions in many places. Now coming back to your question on,
what can you tell the one who has dreams but don't believe how to make it?
See, with all the advancement in the world, with all the technological, development and supersonic things and supersonic technologies coming in the world, and as we say that last 20 years of invention is equal to the past 50,000 years. So such kind of things happening at the lightning speed, all in spite of all these, still God takes 9 months to deliver a baby. So my only thing, to tell people is don't use shortcuts. Shortcuts will cut you short. Give your best and wait for the results.
Okay.
Take advice from the mentors, take advice from the peers, and improve. Because the difference between your yesterday and tomorrow is based on the decision you take today. So if you want to improve your tomorrow, you want to make your today better than yesterday, then you need to learn from the mistakes, correct it, and give it a time for it. Because many times, we cannot, start running before you walk. So I have seen many a times some good products failing because, of very trivial thing, but very important, they missed out. And those trivial things are like soul in the body. What we see are all the organs, but we can't see the soul. But because of the soul, the body is alive.
Yeah.
And the soul in the body are ethics, values, your principles, and that will make you sustain. Otherwise, from 0 to 100, the fastest car, it's fine. But can it go 1,000 miles?
Yeah.
So that's where, the calibration of things are required.
Okay. So they have to be patient for the time.
Patience and of course, see, slow and steady wins the race is an old saying. But, the fast and attentive and be persistent on your thing is also required. So it's a blend of everything.
I could talk to you till tomorrow, and I don't feel to end this, but we have to end this one for today at least. You might have something to add, I believe.
So, the thing I add is that, before I entered this office and now while leaving, I have learned a lot.
May I ask you, what did you learn from when you came in?
Because you asked me the right questions, and that made me nostalgic and make my memories come fresh, and from that memories I can correct certain things now and I can improve it.
Wow, thank you so much. Appreciate for your time. I know it was not easy from 2 years just running for this time, at least to get it today. I know you're too busy, you
It
travel
was
a lot.
my misfortune that I missed all the earlier opportunities, but maybe it was written today.
Yeah, it was written today, hopefully the 20th also. So thank you so much for your time, Dr. Saasa, and wishing you all best in your endeavors. I know you're planning to grow much, and believing we will have another talk by next time, talking about the public speaking side and the inspiration directly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is Elias, Dream Inspire and Dream Property. So today we were with Dr. Mustafa Taherali Saasa, one of the best businessmen in the world, as a chairman and board member, together with the owner. Dream Inspire by today saying bye to you, and please keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, together with commenting on each and every one which we are posting. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Thank you for the team. Have a nice time. Happy New Year.